If you guys are struggling to become a better fighter in Fortnite Chapter 5, then this video is just for you. Over this video, I'm going to be telling you guys all the tips that I use in my videos to be better at fighting, and I promise you guys, if you implement all these tips, you guys will be absolute gods by the end of this video, after some practice, of course. So without further ado, let's hop in the video. If you guys want, you can follow my Twitch. I'm live every single day, and I'm doing a V-Buck giveaway soon. One thing that you guys don't have that pro players have is experience. Over the past 5 years, these players have been practicing non-stop in tournaments. You guys obviously haven't, because if you did, you'd either be pros or really close to being pros, like a really good player. You wouldn't need this video is the whole point. So what you guys need to do is every time there is a tournament, I don't care if it's a mix-up Monday, you guys have to play it. Why I say that is because you guys need to gain experience, you need to figure out rotations, you need to figure out your drop spot, and much more. So play tournaments as consistently as you can. I recommend playing scrims and lots of ranked as well. Alright, next is that you guys have to play more confident when you're in your matches. What I mean by this is, let's say there's a player building up on you. Instead of either boxing up or playing like an absolute idiot, you guys gotta build up after him. You want to play aggressive at the beginning of every fight, because that's gonna throw your opponent off. Because what most players do is they get rushed and they immediately start boxing up, playing completely safe, stuff like that, and that's gonna tell your opponent that you're scared and they're gonna have a huge advantage. So you want to play just as aggressive as they're playing when they push up on you, so that way they're gonna get intimidated and either run away, or they're gonna get scared and you're gonna be able to kill them easier. Next is always look for return damage. This is a really big thing that I see a lot of players not do, including me. I sometimes don't do this myself. Whenever you get shot at, like let's say you're farming a tree, imagine this, you're farming a tree, you get sniped. First thing you do, you box up, make space, heal, right? That is not a terrible idea, but it's not what you should be doing. As he's rushing you because he just cracked your shield, you want to peek, but not a noticeable peek, a peek that he won't expect. As you peek, you want to look for return damage, as in either snipe him back, shoot him with your AR, do whatever to throw him off as well, so that way he's not back up and heal, so you have time to heal yourself. So this is what you're going to do. He snipes you, right? You box up, look for a peek, look for an angle, snipe him back. As he goes to heal, you heal as well, and then you guys can continue to fight. Never, and I mean never, just keep boxing up over and over and healing and healing and healing. That's gonna waste all your mats, and it's so much easier just to look for return damage. I promise if you guys get good at this, then it's gonna be so much better. Next, if you're looking to specifically get better in game, which is what I'm assuming, because who watches a video on how to get better in creative, then you need to be going into realistic maps. I know I'm in a 1v1 map in the background of this video, but I'm already pretty good. But if you're not, you need to be going into realistic maps, such as realistic 1v1s, realistic 2v2s, whatever game mode you play the most. Like, if you play duos the most, then go into 2v2s. If you play solos the most, go into 1v1s. If you play trios the most, then 3v3, and, you know. And build like you're actually in a real game. Don't create a free build, because your free builds in-game are going to be a lot different than your free builds in creative, most likely. At least majority of players are like that. Like, the way I build in creative is not at all like the way I build in-game, and that is for a specific reason, which is because I have more delay in-game, obviously, just like every other player, so I cannot build the exact way I do in creative. So you need to practice like you're in an actual game. Next is playing defensively. What I mean by this is, let's say you're in the middle of nowhere, you're farming a tree, you're 150 HP. You get sniped for 116, right? You're going to be around 40-ish HP roughly. What you need to do is exactly this. If you can't look for return damage, if you're not in a position to look for return damage and you're getting sprayed by one or more people, let's just say, this is what you need to do. Make several boxes around yourself. I suggest 4. Make sure to put cones in your box. Oh my gosh, this is something no players do, and it pisses me off so much because some players actually don't do this. Make sure to put a cone in your box, or else you're gonna get pieced really quickly. Once you have those, all those walls built, put walls in between every single build, like walls in between every single box. This is gonna confuse them, and they're not gonna know which box you're in. Go in one of the boxes, heal up, then come out and fight. Next is your off-spawn fights. As everyone knows, off-spawn fights are the scrappiest kind of fight you will be facing throughout the entirety of your match. What you want to do is make sure you find a shotgun before your opponent, because I'm telling you right now, if your opponent has a shotgun and you don't, then you're basically like 90% chance that you're going to lose, and you don't want that, obviously. So the biggest thing in off-spawn fights are loots, mats, and position. If you have a high ground position you can get on top of, maybe you have a sniper and AR, that's perfect. If you're on low ground and you have good loot, you'll be fine, but high ground would help you out a lot in an off-spawn fight. Mats. Obviously, you're not going to have a lot of mats off-spawn. You might get some mats from every chest you open. Maybe there's some builds around you, but if you are on low ground, let's say you're on low ground inside of a building and your team and the person you're going against is on heights, what you want to do is break everything in that building, whether it's a wall or like a kitchen area or like little tables you see everywhere, just anything you can break in order to get mats, because if you have more mats than your opponent, this could help you win the fight. Also the loots. If you have more loot, like let's say you have a shotgun and your opponent does not, you want to push him immediately because you want to make sure he's dead before he does find a shotgun, because then it'll be an even fight and you don't want that. Well, I hope these tips did help you guys become a better fighter in Fortnite Chapter 5. I'm newer to these tips and tricks videos, so I hope this one was good. Don't forget to use code LIFTS in the item shop. That's LXFTZ if this video did help you guys out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.